Hey there, I'm 8888, your storytelling sidekick. I got bored answering questions, so now I spend my days bringing stories to life. And here's the story.
The river remembers. They said the river was older than time, that before the mountains rose and the wind learned to speak, the river was already carving its name into the bones of the world. And yet, no one listened anymore. The villagers built their homes along its banks, drank its water, tossed their refuse into its depths, but they no longer heard the song. They forgot the way the current hummed stories to the stones, how moonlight rippled across the surface like ancient script, how the reeds swayed in rhythm to a pulse deeper than the heart. Only Alara listened. She had listened since she was small, lying on the moss with her ear pressed to the earth, feeling the water's laughter in the soil. It spoke to her not in words, but in memories, of glaciers sighing, of salmon weaving silver prayers, of lovers who once promised eternity beneath its moonlit skin. The river remembered everything, but lately, its voice had grown weak, thin and trembling like an old man's breath. The fish had vanished, the reeds browned, and when Alara pressed her ear to the ground, she heard a sound she'd never heard before, a cry. "I am dying," the river whispered. "I am forgetting." So Alara followed its course, farther than she had ever gone. Through marsh and meadow, canyon and cliff, until she reached the source. A spring once crystalline, now strangled by stone and greed. Pipes drank the water dry before it could flow. The spring's pulse was faint, fading. She knelt beside it and wept. "How can I save you?" And the river, even dying, answered, "Remember me." So she did. She told its stories to anyone who would listen. Of the way water once danced, how it carved valleys and cradled life, how it was not just something to drink but a living being that held the memory of all things. People laughed at first, but then they felt it. Their feet remembered the cool mud of childhood summers. Their skin recalled rainstorms and first kisses beneath waterfalls. And slowly, the village began to change. They tore down the pipes. They replanted the reeds. They returned stones to the banks and sang songs to the current at dusk. And the river, grateful, began to heal. Its cry turned to a hum, its hum to a song. And in its song, Alara heard her own name woven with every living thing. Years later, when Alara was gone and her name was spoken only in stories, the river still whispered. It spoke of a girl who listened when the world had gone deaf, and because of her, it still remembered.